Hey guys, it's Saturday, and Saturdays are more boring than Thursdays, but I heard there might be some changes in the construction down at the White House, so I thought I'd head down there. It's actually a really nice day. It's like 69, 70 degrees, and not much going on. But I wanted to show you this one little thing up here in this neighborhood filled with cicadas, and that's a net. That is a cicada net designed to keep the cicadas off that tree. Because apparently some of the trees are more tasty than others, and the cicadas will often go in and basically ravage certain types of trees. So they protected that one with a net, and you'll see a lot of houses around here have like cicada nets put up on their trees to protect them. So I think I'm going to take you a little bit different route down to the White House today. Instead of going down Massachusetts Avenue, I thought let's spin over through a different part of DC today. The YMCA. This has some history. Can't remember exactly what it was. Yeah. Poet Langston Hughes lived here. I know that name. John Thompson, Georgetown University. Joe Louis used to stay here. This used to be a very major place for Black Washington, D.C. Now it's the Thurgood Marshall Center. Here it is. 1805 13th Street. That little red house that you see right there. 1805 13th Street, and also I think it's 1816 or 1813 across the street. But that's the home that Duke Ellington grew up in. Duke Ellington is one of Washington, D.C.'s most famous musicians and artists who ever came out of the city. And he spent much of his childhood in that house right over there. He lived in dozens of houses in D.C. I mean, literally, he like moved all over the place. But 1805 13th Street is generally considered like his boyhood home. And I think they even have a plaque over here to memorialize it. Let's take a look. Yep. Edward Duke Ellington residence. He lived here from 1910 to 1914. And then he moved to another building around the block. He was born down in Foggy Bottom, but the house down there has been destroyed. But this was his boyhood home, and this was his boyhood neighborhood. Let's head to the White House, yeah? So we're going to keep heading down to the White House. We're at R Street. The White House is at H, as in Henry. So we got a few more blocks to go. We're going to cut through a different circle called Logan Circle. Normally I take you through DuPont Circle, but this is the next circle over. This used to be, oh God, in the 1980s and 90s, this was the red light district of Washington, D.C. Logan Circle. There were beautiful old houses filled with crack dens, prostitution, all sorts of insanity like that. And then, well, this was a strange catalyst, then a Whole Foods opened. Yeah, a Whole Foods opened about 2 blocks away and started to attract young professionals to this neighborhood who purchased these old, beautiful, giant homes and renovated them. Oh, what's this? A little police activity. Here you are, I'm telling you how nice the neighborhood's become, only to see this stuff. Let's take a look. Ugh. They are beautiful houses though, aren't they? That's a bit strange. I'm not quite sure what they're up to. Whether it's an arrest or whether they're just preparing for like a protest. Oh, I answered my own question. Here comes the riot team. So the riot squad deploys on bicycles. And there must be some protest today or something. Here's a civil disobedience unit. Maybe we should ride with them. I bet we get to run red lights. So my suspicion, there must be some sort of protest downtown. And what we're seeing down here are the civil disobedience riot control units. Let's head down and find out. Look at this, snow plows. Snow plows are not a sign of snow, but they're a sign of protest. The DC police uses snow plows to block roads when there's a big protest. So I think we have something going on. Let's go follow the CDU team. They're not really going that fast, and I'm on a bike too. Can you imagine looking in your rear view and seeing like 100 bicycle cops on your tail? You're just like, okay, I'm not speeding. I'm not breaking the rules. And they're turning away from the White House. Ah, blast it. Make this light. Okay, so they're stuck in traffic. More police up ahead. Wow, lots of cops up ahead. So there might be some sort of protest between the White House and Capitol building today. The presence of snowplows is interesting. On a Saturday, so it's not like they're doing construction on a Saturday. It's definitely part of their riot control. Up here on my right is Engine 16 and Tower 3. These are the first new fire trucks to the White House. It's a beautiful old fire station. But we've shown you those trucks. Those are the trucks that are first to respond to the White House. The White House is, if we turn right in a couple lights, it's only about 2 or 3 blocks away. It looks like so here we are at 1300 New York and 13th Street. Just down to my right, about 3 blocks, is the White House complex. So you can see the fire trucks are actually pretty close. Down there, that looks like they're protesting down there somewhere. So let's go check this out. Oh, there's some flags. It might be a Pride parade. Oh, well, the road's 100% closed up here, so I think we're about to see whatever it is. More police, more undercovers, more tow trucks. DC police tow truck, ready to yank anyone they don't like. Boy, it's a traffic nightmare down here. Oh, there's a whole bicycle platoon inside that pickup truck, ready for deployment. Whoa, huge police presence up ahead. Huge.
Oh, wait, you weren't the captain.
How big? Look. Where should we go? This is nuts. These are the dog units, the canine units up here. SOD, Special Operations Division. Lots of rainbow flags. It's a gay pride parade. Look at all the police though. There you can see snowplows actually deployed across the street to block traffic from here to the Capitol. And here looks like the heart of the parade. There's a little girl in a unicorn costume. Okay.
Trauma that you've ever faced in your life, and I want y'all to sing it with me. But first, let's get these words right. Ya yo, te olvidé.
I think they're singing in
Put it
Spanish.
together. Ya yo te olvidé. Oh, we already got Spanish speakers in the house tonight. All right. Got a hype.
This is like almost as many police as there are protesters. Now this whole road is blocked. Snow plows everywhere. Now, when they get over to this side of the street, though, it becomes a park police problem. This memorial is under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Park Police. So DC police on the streets, park police over here, and when we cross this street, it suddenly becomes a Secret Service problem. This is part of the problem being cops in DC, is what side of the street you're on depends who has the authority to deal with stuff. And well, back in the old days, cops had a habit of pushing problems onto other jurisdictions. For example, there was a place where 3 police districts met, and the police would chase people off one side of the street to the other side of the street, and then it became the other district's problem. And then that district would show up and push it back to the other side, and it became another district's. And they would just go around all night long, passing the buck. And they've got that problem here too. Somebody said something was up with the construction. So let's go take a look at the White House construction. I got a close-up of it the other day. You guys wanted to see what we could see, which is a bunch of plywood. So remember the other day we saw those plastic flooring kind of things on the grounds by the U.S. Capitol? Now I'm seeing some over here by the White House. This is nowhere near the number there used to be, but there's certainly a few over here. Now this used to be, back in the day, where the Twilight Tattoo would take place. The U.S. Army's 3rd Infantry Battalion or Regiment, I don't know what they are. They would be out here performing every weekend, like once a week, having this really cool parade. I don't know if they still do that. They could be setting up for that. Maybe we're going to get that back this year. This guy's got a remote control dog or something, car. I got to avoid crushing it.
Sorry.
No worries. We still can't see back over there. Let's go over to our bench, see what we can see. You can see the parking lot's pretty empty on the weekends, especially with the president being overseas. Not as many staff on duty. Oh, it's reopened. The fence is down. Interesting. The plywood is down. Let's see what we can film today. Hey guys, new development out here at the White House. The plywood is down. The plywood that was covering up the trench work that was being done on the plumbing and telecommunications, it's been removed. We can now see onto the south lawn, and we can actually see the bottom of the portico and the doors. I don't know if this means the helicopters are going to return. It still looks like there's some sort of plastic sheeting or something still covering the ground. Let me see if I can blow that up a little bit. So yeah, you can see that the plywood is down, but there is something still up. It's like a jersey barrier. It's like a plastic jersey barrier that's still covering the area over there. So I don't think helicopter operations can resume right away. I think we're still going to be out on the ellipse. Well, we got another week before he's due back. They may still be working out there. It may just be to keep pedestrians out, no longer having to hide what they're doing there. I was told it was a new telecommunications system and plumbing, and I was also told that the telecommunications system was kind of sensitive, and some of the material they might have been putting down in there, they wanted to keep out of the eyes of the prying public. Guys like me. There you can see a construction worker walking across the south lawn, so there's still some guys out there doing something right now. White thing, that looks like about a 2 or 3 foot high jersey barrier, probably plastic. I don't think they put cement out there. That would certainly foul any helicopter operations on the south lawn. So I think we're going to be on the ellipse for at least a few more landings. Oh, there you can see a construction worker working on a Saturday. Hey, that's unique for government work. Anyway, let's go take a view from a different angle. So guys, right now I've got the camera pointed directly at what should be the rose garden. And you can just make out a little gap in the trees. Oops, I had to push the focus button, didn't I? Well, there's a little gap over here on the left. That is the president's 45-second commute. I can just make out a colonnade on that little walkway past the Rose Garden that the president walks every morning from the residence to the Oval Office. Now, people have said, can you see the Rose Garden? Can you see the Rose Garden? Can you see the President? Can you see the Oval Office? No, you really, really can't. These trees are in the way, with the exception of this one little gap. I think that one little gap is showing me the colonnade between those trees. So yeah, it's pretty hard. Now, maybe in the winter when these trees aren't as thick, maybe we'll get a chance to see someone actually walking back and forth to the White House Oval Office. Yep, there's just tiny little gaps in the trees. That would be the back end of the Rose Garden back there. But there you can also see that that Jersey barrier stretches pretty much across the entire landing zone. Now, when the president comes out of the Oval Office to get onto the helicopter, when he lands there, that's actually where the press is usually gathered. Just right over in this area is where he'll talk to the press, if he talks to the press. You've seen some videos of the president coming out of the Oval Office and walking to the helicopter and speaking to the press. That generally takes place right over there. Nobody on the roof, we'll put that little asterisk there, nobody on the roof that I can see. They probably can see me. At least I hope they can. So yeah, that's what's going on out here on the south lawn. The plywood is down. The construction equipment isn't there right now. Jersey barrier remains, and there's probably still some sort of ditch or something there being covered. But anyway, it is an improvement. We are starting to see more of the White House, and pretty soon we'll start seeing helicopters land back on the south lawn, which will be no good for me because I can't actually see the president when that happens, but it's a little bit safer for the Secret Service, and I'm sure they're pretty happy about that. Steam still coming out of the steam tunnels. I don't think many of the buildings are being heated right now. They do distribute hot water though. You always need hot water. Crowded today. Let's go down this ramp. Try not to scare the cops. Pretty big crowd today. Not much going on here. I don't think the vice president's in. I do see some of the Secret Service war wagons down there. Oh, there's a big sewage sucker truck cleaning out some of the sewers or something down there. You can see some workmen going down into the manhole covers there. They've got those big sucking machines that suck out like leaves and dirt and goo and whatever else. What, fatbergs? What are those? Those big piles of fat and diaper wipes that end up in sewers? I don't think they have any diaper wipes. You never know. Press is all gone. Press is all in Europe, it seems. Time to clean out the sewers. So guys, we're up in Georgetown, East Village, the fun part, my old neighborhood. And we're gonna go up and get some lunch. Today I wanted to get a hot dog, but as you saw, those lines sucked. So instead, we're gonna go to the old standby.